I grew up in Elder Creek, Oregon, a quiet little town tucked between dense forests and endless stretches of farmland. We didn't have much: a single gas station, one grocery store, and a diner that everyone swore had the best pancakes in the state. Life there was simple, peaceful, but if you asked anyone who'd lived in Elder Creek long enough, they'd all tell you the same thing. Never walk past the old Miller house after midnight, and if you see the hollow eyes, don't stare back. The Miller house sat on the edge of town, near the tree line. It had been abandoned since the early 80s, after the Miller family mysteriously disappeared one night. The house was 2 stories tall, with peeling white paint and sagging shutters that always creaked in the wind. Nobody wanted to buy it, even when the county tried auctioning it off for $1. People said the place was cursed. My friends and I used to bike past it after school just to freak each other out. We'd dare each other to step onto the porch or look through the broken windows. Most of the time, it was just quiet, unsettling, but quiet. Until the night everything changed. It was late October, a few nights before Halloween. I was 16, and my friend group consisted of troublemakers. Eli, who thought nothing could scare him. Mara, who loved ghost stories. And me, the cautious one. We were hanging out near the diner when Eli came up with a brilliant idea. "Let's spend the night in the Miller house," he said with a grin. "Prove once and for all that the whole hollow eyes thing is fake." I wanted to say no, I really did, but peer pressure has a way of silencing logic. So around 11:45 p.m., flashlights in hand, we rode our bikes down the deserted road toward the house. The forest on either side was pitch black, and the moonlight barely cut through the mist rolling in. The house looked worse at night, like it was alive and watching us. The front door was swollen shut, so we crawled through a broken window into what used to be the living room. Dust coated everything, and the air was heavy, like it hadn't been breathed in for decades. We set up a couple of sleeping bags on the creaky wooden floor, laughed nervously, and told scary stories to pass the time. Midnight came and went. Nothing happened. Eli rolled his eyes. "See? Just an old house," he said, leaning against the wall. Then Mara whispered, "Did you hear that?" A faint sound echoed from upstairs. At first I thought it was the wind, but then it came again. Footsteps. Slow, deliberate, like someone was walking barefoot across the floorboards above us. We shined our flashlights toward the staircase, but the beam just disappeared into the darkness. Eli, being Eli, decided to go check it out. Mara grabbed my arm as we watched him climb each step, the wood groaning under his weight. When he disappeared at the top, the footsteps stopped. "Eli," Mara called. Silence. Then he screamed, not a prank scream, a blood-curdling, throat-ripping scream. We bolted up the stairs. At the end of the hallway was a door slightly ajar, and light from Eli's dropped flashlight flickered inside. We pushed the door open, and there he was. Eli was standing perfectly still, facing the wall. His flashlight lay on the floor, rolling slowly. When we got closer, he turned around. I'll never forget that moment. His eyes were wrong. His pupils were gone, replaced by 2 perfectly hollow, pitch-black voids, like someone had scooped out his soul. His expression was blank, but his mouth stretched into a smile that didn't belong to him. "Eli?" Mara whispered, trembling. He didn't answer. He just tilted his head to the side, slowly, like a broken marionette. Then he lunged. We ran. I don't remember hitting the stairs, but somehow we got outside. Mara screamed for Eli, but he never followed. When we reached our bikes, we looked back at the house. In one of the upstairs windows, Eli stood watching us, those hollow eyes glowing faintly, like dying embers. The police searched the house the next day. They found our sleeping bags, flashlights, and footprints. But Eli was gone. No signs of forced entry. No fingerprints other than ours. Just an abandoned house, empty as always. His disappearance shook the town. Some said he ran away. Others whispered the house took him. But Mara and I knew what we saw. We stopped talking about that night for years. Then, 2 years later, on October 29th, I woke up to a sound tapping on my bedroom window. My room is on the second floor, so I thought maybe a tree branch had come loose. I pulled the curtain back. Eli was standing there. Same clothes, same blank smile, same hollow eyes. I screamed, and he vanished into the night like smoke. The police found nothing. No footprints, no broken branches, nothing. Every year since then, on the same night, I hear tapping on my window. I don't look anymore. I keep the curtains closed, but I know he's out there, waiting. And sometimes when the wind is still, I swear I can hear footsteps upstairs, even though I live alone.